Does it taste like Vom Vom? Chuffing, shitting flip-flops. They're an explosion of kisses all over me groin. It's been a while. I recently tested some American candy, sweets, and I was expecting some of the chocolate in there to taste like Vom Vom, but it didn't. But so many Americans said, no, it's Hershey's Kisses that you want to try. They definitely do taste like Vom Vom. And I thought, oh, yes, please. So, I've got my centre bag. There they are, look. Little aluminium-wrapped beautiful things. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. It's like a little bell, isn't it? Look, and there's the end. Oh, it's all very involved. There we go, look. Oh, it looks like a nip-nip. You wouldn't believe I was 76, would you? That is a Hershey's Kiss. It looks a little bit like the poo emoji. Vom Vom and Plopsy Choc. It's my favourite thing, yes. Sniff test. It just smells like chocolate, to be honest. Lick test. Like licking a little chocolate nip-nip. I'm so sorry, ladies. This is going to break the internet. High-pitched laughter. He's never looked any chuffing after. Just lick the chuffing thing, dickhead. Oh, I like the pointy bit at the end. Yeah, there's a hint of choc there, but not even a smidge of vom at this point. Here we go. 2 chocky nip-nips in my mouth. In my mouth. I was going to say it tastes like chocolate, and it does, but chocolate that's been dipped in Vom Vom. What a strange... Ugh. Flipping, stinking, chocky Vom Vom. That is so strange. It's really sweet, quite chocolatey, and therefore a thick vein of Vom Vom running through middle. What were you thinking, Americans? Listen, I love America. I've been many times. I've got American family. You don't know how to do chocolate, do you? Chuffy, no. Now, I'm sure you've all got very used to... I am not a fan of Hershey's Kisses. Chuff me. Although, strangely, I want another. The aftertaste, it's incredible. It tastes like Vom. Why? Chuffy, now my tongue hasn't looked like that since 1979. That's a day I'll never forget. Americans, what do you put in it to make it taste like Vom Vom? Are you training your factory workers to Vom Vom in the choc? I mean, a day I'll never forget. Americans, what do you put in it to make it taste like Vom Vom? Are you training your factory workers to Vom Vom in the choc? I mean, what's going on? I've just done a bit of research, and apparently the reason why American chocolate tastes of Vom Vom is because it contains something called butyric acid, and it lengthens the shelf life of American chocolate. Chocolate. Life is like a box of chocolates. It smells of Vom Vom. And butyric acid is found in all sorts of things like Parmesan cheese, but it's also found in the acid of your Vom Vom. Exactly the same thing, so that's why it tastes of chunder. Chuff my chunder in Vom Vom. But strangely, I quite like them. And I'm going to have another. So to answer my question, does Hershey's Kisses taste of Vom Vom? Yes it does. Do I like it? Yes, I do. I still think that you can't beat British chocolate. Cadbury's is incredible. I like Galaxy, Roundtrees. American chocolate is not as bad as I thought it was going to be, though. I'm going to finish that chuffing bag. Chocky Vommy Nip Nip. Do Hershey's Kisses